Army was operated out of here. Everything has been turned over to city control, different types of businesses. There's restaurants, there's a school over here, a ranger station, this brick building right here. The other side of the ranger station, one really interesting one, is the Walt Disney Family Museum. This is a history of Walt Disney himself, and because Walt Disney, the early days of animation. It's a terrific museum, and if you are interested in animation, I recommend going to check it out. Odd thing though, Walt Disney was not born in San Francisco. He never lived in San Francisco. I honestly have no idea why it's here, other than maybe the connection to Lucas. But for whatever reason, they've decided this is a good place for this museum. So this is what we got. But it's a really nice spot. All the food trucks over there on weekends, nice days like today, people come, they buy the food, they picnic out on the lawn, they take in the view of the bridge. Now, the park itself is super interesting. It's new. It's only a couple years old. It is called Tunnel Top Park, and the reason it's called Tunnel Top Park is there's a tunnel hiding under us, a freeway tunnel from the bridge into town. It's actually kind of where those lights are, right there. It goes straight through and heads into town. When they were first planning this park, they were going to have the freeway run through the middle of it and have a bridge connect it. But the guy who designed it, who by the way, same guy who designed the High Line in New York, said, why are you making the freeway the feature? Why don't you make the park the feature? So they buried it and covered it over. So underneath us, very small amount of concrete between us and the traffic underneath. But it's a new park, beautiful, great views. Really like it here. Now, from here, we are going to go down to that fort under the bridge. As we go, we're going to pass a couple of interesting things, and I'm not going to stop at them, so I'm just going to give you kind of an idea of things to look at. One thing you're going to look at is we're going to go up a relatively modest hill, about the same steepness as the one that brought us up to Lucasfilm. We're going to go up a relatively steep, relatively not steep hill, and we're going to go. You'll see on our left a cemetery. This is a military cemetery from the military past of this location. In fact, it is the only cemetery in San Francisco. We do not bury people in this city. It's a tiny city. It's only 7 miles by 7 miles. We have no room for cemeteries. If you die here, number one, please do not. If you die here, you'll be taken down to a place called Colma. Colma is nothing but cemeteries and a Home Depot. My thinking about the Home Depot is that if there should be a zombie uprising, you need a place to get a chainsaw. That's my guess. Anyway, so Colma is where everyone gets buried, but we have this one cemetery, one military cemetery here. It's a national cemetery like Arlington in Washington. We're going to go past that. If you look to your right then as we pass the cemetery, you're going to see a lot of gun emplacements, all part of that defense of the bay thing. We will then head downhill. We will actually pass a pet cemetery on our left. You blink, you'll miss it, but there's a little pet cemetery under the freeway. And then we'll pass another airfield. This is called Crissy Field. And Crissy Field was the original military airport in San Francisco. After that, we're going to get ourselves to the fort, and we'll talk about that when we get there. Any questions? All right, we're going to carry on. Follow me.
If you guys not subscribe to the channel, this is Study Man Trotter. Out.